All right, back for the third and final Strongman event of the day. So here we are. And then when this is over, if you guys don't tattle on me, I might stop streaming when we're done, kind of keep myself away from my desk, and go squeeze in a nap. But if you guys tattle on me or tell my boss the destination of this YouTube stream, and he finds out about it, then I'm gonna have a bone to pick with you guys. So no tattling on me. I guess we need to update the chat thing as well. So let me do that real quick. Boom, 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 boom. Pop out chat. Still the new URL. Copy and paste it into good old OBS. Good old OBS. Then make sure that it's working. Looks like it's working. Sweet. Gotta love that. Ugh. I am so tired. I got my Beast hydration system here. Eddie would be very proud of me. Staying hydrated, so I'm ahead of the game. For today, this is the final event. And then you've got another 3 events tomorrow, I believe. So, one more event today, 4 more events total until Mitchell Hooper is declared the winner. I don't exactly know. There's so many stones now, it's hard to keep up with. I think I think they're relatively smooth stones, but like they're not like just a general sphere. They're more like egg shaped, and they're unfinished, so slightly rough texture to them, I believe, and I believe they're not allowed to use tacky in this event. So it's like a raw stone, but instead of it being a sphere, it's more of an egg shape, so it should be easier to hold anyway. Definitely easier to wrap yourself around. I guess unless you choose to wrap yourself around it in the oblong way, which would be strange and weird. Um, but I believe that's the answer. Actually, I just looked on the video. I can't really draw arrows on here, unfortunately. But if you look, they actually have some of the stones on the screen if you're watching the live stream. Those little white things along the left wall there, I believe those are the stones in question. There should be more of them, so maybe they're bringing them out still or what have you, but I believe those are the stones that we're talking about. They might not be. Could be practice stones or something, but I think that's them. And I think they're going to be bringing more of them out. Well, there's so many stones now, though it's hard to keep track of which ones are which, but I believe those are those stones. Unfinished, slightly rough, oblong shaped like an egg, and here at Rogue, no tacky allowed. Oh, gosh. Look at the size of that arm. Ugh. All right, I'm ready to go back to bed. I'm sleepy. Women's standings after two events. Tia Claire Tumior, Gabriela Magala, Laura Horvath. So these are your um, women's CrossFitters. Last year, I actually watched the CrossFit competition and the Strongman as well. I watched both. I'm not really watching the CrossFit this year, not because last year ruined it for me and told me I don't care about that. To be honest, I enjoyed the CrossFit competition last year way more than I thought I would. Um, I found it interesting. I found that their athletes were much stronger than I thought they were, uh, and I kind of enjoyed it. Now, when I say kind of enjoyed it, don't mishear me. I'm not saying I'm a big CrossFit fan now, or that it was as good as Strongman. My heart still lies where my heart lies. But I found the CrossFit competition last year to be entertaining and enjoyable to watch. But still Strongman fan at heart, so not really watching it this year. But I might tune in again at some point. I don't know. My nose itches. Actually, I'm getting kind of itches everywhere. I've almost got that beta alanine itch going on, the pre workout. Haven't had any in months, but that's what this feeling reminds me of. Are you still there, Mark? No one else is talking, so hopefully someone types in the chat. It was really lonely for the first event, let me tell you. I think maybe a grand total of two people stopped in for the entire stream. Nah, it's way too early to write him off. It takes time to come back from that. I think he's actually doing really well considering how long ago, or I should say, how short of a time ago, the pec tear happened. So I don't think it's fair to say he's cooked, and I wouldn't write him off. But he's obviously got some work to do. Obviously. But if I was a betting person, I would say that we're probably not going to see Thor looking his most competitive until the second half of next year. So, for those of you who are just tuning in and haven't seen any of the action this morning, they're showing the overall standings for the women right now with Andrea Thompson on top. I was going to let you know that with the men, you've got Mitchell Hooper on top. Through two events, he has a second and a second. So 2 seconds is enough to give him the top spot. He finished 2/100ths of a second behind Thomas Evans in the second event. So that was a very, very important 200ths of a second. Kept him from getting the event win. He was Thomas Evans. You can't say enough about his run. His run was impressive and amazing. But Hooper probably would have beat him. But when he was cleaning the log on the first rep, didn't really catch it right. Leaned back, fought to try to catch it. Had his body bent in this very, very awkward position. Just looked like injury was a foregone conclusion. Somehow he muscled that up and then continued, pressing and moved on from there. Uh, but that cost him more than that 2/100ths of a second he lost by for sure. So he could have a second and a first. Instead, he has 2 seconds. It's still good for him to have the lead, and it's good for him to have the lead with more than a point of cushion, which is probably all the man would need. So, um, as usual, Hooper appears to be in the driver's seat. Any thoughts on Tom? Um, I think he's looking good so far. At least if we compare to how he has looked in his most recent outings. But most of us know that he just went through a coaching change, and this is all new. I think it's gonna take a little bit of time for us to really see him find his groove as well. So I think we will. I think we'll know a lot about Tom March or April of next year is when we'll really start to see where he is at and how the new coaching is working for him, if his mind is right and all of those things. But already today, he he is already performing better than I think a lot of people thought he was going to. So if you're a Tom Stoltman fan, you should be encouraged by that, I would think.
He made short work of his first two stones. Very, very easy there. You mentioned this is a traditional strongman challenge, love. What are the keys of this event? So this is all about hand strength, adaptability. As Anna said, we got from Kiki's report, but being able to figure out the stones they used to.
I mean, the first three stones look incredibly easy, but she's not making the fourth one look very easy. Not looking very good. I don't think Sam is getting this one. Maybe she'll prove me wrong. I hope she does. I love when these guys prove me wrong and they excel or do something I don't think they're going to do. But the amount of struggle that's happening here, looking for different positions, not having any different luck, no matter how she turns the stone, just don't see this one going up. But those first three went super quick. Not happening. Not happening, Sam. Hey, she got it off the ground that time. That was an improvement. So, three stones it is for Sam Beliveau. Up next, three-time world's strongest woman, Donna Moore. Yeah, 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 yeah. So Donna is a three-time world's strongest woman. I believe her last win was in 2019, so several years back. I might be wrong about that, but I think it was 2019. And we are almost off. I don't know why you need a 10-second time to tell you when to go. That seems weird. Dun. Stone one. Stone two. I believe that she's already slower than Sam. So I think she's behind Sam right now. Obviously, if she gets the fourth stone, then the time on the third stone doesn't matter anymore. Here we are, here we are, here we are. This is starting to look very similar to Sam. Oh, oh, you got it lapped. There we go. Once she got it lapped, seemed like it was probably going on there. I'm impressed by that. I did not think she was going to get that. Uh, just was looking like it was moving nowhere, nowhere, nowhere. All of a sudden, it moved. Hit the knees, hit the lap, and went on up. So, again, I think she was a bit slower through three stones than Sam, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. She got the fourth stone. She is the new leader. Now, granted, that was 10th place and ninth place. So, lots of competitors still to go. But that's your three-time world's strongest man or world's strongest woman champion there, and and she is pretty good at stones. So even if she is up early and there's still eight competitors to go, um, four is probably a pretty good mark. It's probably a pretty good mark. We'll see. Well, she definitely won't be dead last. Sam might be though. Sam is. I didn't think her first event, the deadlift, was really that big of a deal. She's just not that great of a deadlifter. Um, but didn't look like she fared very well in the second event either. So Sam is not performing very well. Maybe there's a nagging injury that I'm not aware of or whatever, but she was probably one of the favorites going in. That doesn't look like the case anymore. So if you're a Sam Beliveau fan right now, you're looking at her and you're going, "Oh, this sucks." And as I commented earlier about Rebecca here, I feel like her physique has changed pretty pretty drastically from a year ago. On to the third stone. All right. Now, stone number 4. Oh, it looked like that was no problem. Looked like it was no problem. And then she dropped it when she got to the knees. All right. That was your fastest through 4 stones. So She is your new event leader. Well, it didn't look that challenging. Maybe she'll be the first woman to complete the run. We shall see. Looks good. She's got this. She's got this easy. There is your new event leader for the ladies. Aw, that's stupid. That's a rogue thing for sure there. Go over there and touch the button. That's just stupid. What does hitting the freaking button have to do with strongman or lifting the dang stones up on the barrels? I mean, if it's the rule, it's the rule. You got to comply with it, right? But fantastic. Magnus is like, you might want to go touch that. You just wasted and lost 5 seconds of your time there. I guess that's a good warning to the athletes that follow her. They're not going to forget the stone more than likely, or not. They're not going to forget the buzzer more than likely now. Yeah, sorry, Rogue. You know, I think it's a bit silly to have that buzzer there. Well, it's great to say that you're not waiting on someone's thumb. We saw the judge is still holding a stopwatch, so they're still manually timing the start. So, or it looks like. Oh well. I guess it is what it is, as they say. It is what it is. That's what Max Holloway would tell you. We'll see. We'll see. It is what it is. All right, here we go. Stone number 1. Stone number 2. Stone number 3. All right. Fifth and final stone. The fifth stone looks a little bit more spherical and round than the fourth. So if they're used to that, which they should be more used to that. Now, no tacky is a different matter, but it looks a little more spherical. So, um, but yeah, I don't think this is going to happen. Maybe I'm saying that just so they'll do it because the ladies have done good at doing it right after I say they won't.
Going back to a more traditional lift now. It's going to have to be 4 stones.
That's it. All right. So, moving through this field in relatively good time here. And I believe as soon as it's over, they're going to roll right into the men's event. Shouldn't take that long to set it up. I guess it's just you and I, Mark. No one else wants to hang out. I put up a poll, but I mean, if you're the only one voting, what does it matter? Melissa Peacock. I'll pass on the whole ammonia thing. I don't need any smelling salts. I don't understand why they do that. That's just weird. Mel has, as I remarked a couple times today, uh, she's put on a lot of good size in the last year. Of course, that just makes most strongman fans watch, and all they can ever talk about is how the ladies look. That's all they ever talk about. I get tired of hearing it. Really, it's just how the ladies look, how the ladies look, how the ladies look, how the ladies look. It's a freaking strongman competition, not a beauty contest. So shut the hell up. But having said that, she's added a lot of mass and good size to help her in the sport in the last year. But because of the thing that I talk about, you're going to hear less about her improvements and more about how she's not as pretty as she used to be. And she used to be such a pretty girl. That's what you're going to hear from the vast majority of strongman fans. Come on, Mel. I understand what it's like to be a shorter athlete. Laz is commenting on Melissa's height. I know a little something about that. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Come on, Melissa, prove me wrong. Not gonna happen. Well, good try. Good try. But that's gonna do it. Yeah, probably so. I think that I think that puts us halfway through the women. I think. Oh, she was the fifth or sixth. Angelica Jardine. Super young and really inexperienced and still doing well. So um, she is she's probably going to show the most improvement over anybody over the next 18 months or so, I'd say, which she's already doing really, really well. So that should be a scary proposition for the women. And we know how good she is with stones. You guys, I don't know if anybody watched this other than me, but you see where no one could get when they were doing the stone to shoulder, and basically no one could move it. And then she was like, "Oh, do you just stick this on your shoulder like this, guys, and just did drop down?" Let me show you what I did, just in case you missed it. She just does it like 5, 6 times when nobody else could do it at all. And really, you would argue when she did that, her technique was pretty atrocious and not what they would teach as good form at all, or the best strategy to do it. And she just made it look like I'm rewriting the rule books. Yeah, it was Arnold's. Yeah, that woman can move some rocks. Again, so young and inexperienced. And those are the ones that usually show the most massive amounts of improvement over a short time. She's already doing so well. It's going to be scary if she improves the way that I think she can. She has the potential to be one of those female athletes I think that dominates the division for a while. Well, I can appreciate your comment, Dave, but I can see Mitchell Hooper finishing in the top three. Um, I'm not guaranteeing that he will. Yes, as you pointed out, you do have Thor there. Yes, as you pointed out, you do have Tom there. But these are not just your regular Atlas stones. Uh, and that's taculus and different shapes. And so a lot of it will come down to how adaptable the guys are. Now, I don't think you're going to see Thor or Tom struggle or do poorly just because I don't think, again, they're too strong and they're too good with stones and they have humongous wingspans, which are incredibly helpful. Uh, but if we're talking about who is the most adaptable athlete in the sport, we're all going to agree that person's name is Mitchell Hooper. So he's probably the best guy going right now. He's the most adaptable athlete. That spells good things for him in an event like this, I believe. Now, I'm not declaring a Mitchell Hooper win. I'm also not saying that he won't, or that it's a foregone conclusion of a third place finish at best because of Thor and Tom. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying it should be exciting, and I'm looking forward to watching it and getting the answer here in a few minutes. That's kind of weird that Lucy Underdown got it that high up and still wasn't able to readjust. She needed to just rock back down in that squatting position, lap that better, and then get underneath it. But she's still learning the sport. Right now she's very, very, very much still a deadlift specialist, but she'll figure the sport out. She'll figure the sport out. All right, so we have just one woman remaining, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong about that. but I think Andrea Thompson's the only one left to go. I'm probably wrong. Probably someone else. But my brain is saying Andrea Thompson's the only one that's left. Olga? Yep, you're right. There's Olga. I guess she wants to fly away here. I don't know. Boom. All right, now we get to the stones that matter. Well, that was the easiest on the fourth stone. That's lapped. That's lapped. It's going up. She's got it. Boom. So that is three ladies who have completed the run. I don't know what's more impressive, picking up the five stones or remembering to hit the button. All right. Apparently, there's still two women left. Boy, was I wrong a minute ago. Boom, 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 boom. Mr. Sandman, you need to grind these rocks up so you'll have more sand. What's going on with the Kaz documentary? It's ready. I mean, again, I've had to edit it for a while. So I delayed the release of it originally out of respect to Jeff Capes. You're asking, so you probably saw that. And then I've just been incredibly busy at work. Like, I put in a lot of hours in the last week. Um, and so it hasn't, this is still a hobby and a personal love of mine. It's not exactly a high priority thing. So it's coming. And I've got actually four more pieces of content to go along with that. So um, I would say stay tuned if you like my content and stuff like that. Stay tuned in this next week because probably going to roll out quite a bit of things. There's a lot of stuff that's produced. Got a couple videos I need to do maybe 5 to 10 minutes of editing on, which since I'm such a perfectionist, those 5 to 10 minutes will probably turn into 35 or 40. Uh, and then press the upload button and we're done. She is having an incredible Rogue Invitational. Every event that she has been in, she has looked super good and probably much better than anybody was expecting. She is doing just phenomenal. I would argue that she has overperformed in every single event so far. And if that's true, and if people would agree, that means that we're going to need to readjust our expectations for her going forward. Because if you're overachieving on every event, then it probably means that you're a bit underrated or that you have just improved enough and now you're stepping out and showing it. So, um, this is a big coming out performance for her, I believe.
This is the week where he needs to focus on one stone at a time and do the best you can getting through them. This is good so far for her. This is important. Now she's got time to attack this fourth stone. She's not going to be worried about Inez and Jardine. She knows those guys are exceptional when it comes to David Watt. Looks to be the overall leader in the second and final day. Go on then, Andrea. Big effort.
Come on, Andrea. Oh, just let it rotate there. She should have pulled it into rather than tried to roll it up. That was a technical mistake. She doesn't like this event. She says that's enough for me. I'm not going to waste any more energy or effort when I don't feel good about my chances of getting it on the barrel. My beard is looking fierce, let me tell you guys. All right, Mark. See you, man. Lunch sounds pretty good. I kind of want lunch myself now. All right, they're going to reorganize for the men. With the heaviest stone being 420. I wonder if that is a coincidence or if that was intentional on Rogue's part.
Day two is actually a really good day for me, so I'm very excited.
She said that the stones were really hard, but she didn't make it look very hard.
Yeah, thank you.
What was supposed to be worse than that.
So there's your Inver Challenge women results. Inez with the win, Angelica Jardine with a second place finish, Olga with third, Rebecca Roberts with fourth. She forgot to press the button, but she didn't forget it by 20 seconds, so it did not, in the end, cost her anything. Uh, Lucy Underdown and Hannah managed 4 stones, and Andrea, Melissa Peacock, and Sam managed 3. Donna Moore, not too good. Oh man. Okay. Better check my work email while I'm sitting here waiting for the men to get going. I don't want to do anything that gets me yelled at. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Excuse me. Look at that. That chat belongs to Mark. Just Mark, 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 because nobody else was talking. Now Mark left. So I guess it'll be crickets and quiet. Yawn. So this is it. This is it. The men do this, and then no more strongman until tomorrow. Grasshopper or a cricket? Oh, crickets. Yeah, quiet crickets. Dave's still here. He's just not very chatty. I am, but I need people to chat with. Otherwise, it's just incessant rambling. That's actually the, to be honest, I have a lot of people ask me constantly, Jace, we need more content. Jace, you're good. Jace, this, Jace, that. More content, more content, more. Honestly, a big reason that I don't is because I don't want to sit here and talk to myself all the time. I really wish I could find someone that has almost as much passion. You're not gonna find anyone that has as much as me, but almost as much passion for the sport as I do, and we could have like a co-host thing. I would love to have someone to correspond with. I think everything about it would be more entertaining, more enjoyable for the viewers, and it would be much more stimulating to me. I'd be much more fired up and excited to produce content if it wasn't just sitting here staring into a webcam, pontificating about nothing and hoping I'm not boring everybody to death. Kid wrangling duty can be tough. I've got a fur kid outside the door that really wants to come in and oh, I like Laws and Liz too. A lot of my followers um, praise me because they don't really enjoy Laws and Liz's channel, and there's even weird people out there that think I have some kind of rivalry, and I don't. Like Laws is a legend in the sport of strongman. I'm nobody. I'm just a guy that likes it and has competed locally with a bunch of nobodies. Um, there's no rivalry at all, and I don't have a bad thing in the world to say about the Laws or Laws and Liz's channel at all. Um, so anyway, I like to see everybody succeed and do well. Next year, when we transition and I make the channel more focused on my alter ego and do a lot more comedic style posts and regular things, we'll still do the strongman. Nothing is going to go away with that. Um, but I'm hoping that that can make it more viral and attract a little bit of attention. I would love it if I could basically follow the sport full time and I could still pay my bills and eat. That would be wonderful. I don't look for that to happen, and I'm not doing this for that reason. But that would be a dream of mine to just be able to follow and cover the sport of strongman as my full time occupation. Having said that, sort of what I'm kind of hoping the comedic side and the dwarf content next year does is that it goes viral enough that maybe places start inviting me to come out and actually call the action. Um, Again, I don't think it's going to happen, but that's what I'd like to see happen. I would love that. Here, baby. There you go, big guy. Lay down, Caesar. Lay down, Caesar. You're a big doggy. Lay down, big guy. All right, we almost got the field set up now. So, is that right? 275, 300, 365, 400, 420? It's kind of weird numbers. That's a big jump from the 300 to 365. So you go 25, 65, 35, 20. Yeah, I think those are weird jumps and weird amounts. But oh well. I really should have went to bed earlier last night. Staying up till midnight when you know you have to get up at 3:30 to start making content is not a wise decision. Not wise at all. Oh, trying to remember who's going to go first here. It's going to be either Pavlo or Tristan. I think. See, okay, didn't Pavlo started out with a deadlift? Only got the opening weight. How did Pavlo do in the second event? Oh no, I can't remember how Pavlo did in event two. I'm guessing that Tristan's probably going to be up first. Man, it is really hot in my room. I don't know why it's so hot, but it is hot. Let's turn some air conditioning on because it's too warm for me. Huh. Can you guys hear the air conditioning? Hopefully, you can't hear it. But if you can, or it's making me sound muffled or something, let me know. And then I'll just suffer in heat and sweat. Caesar, what are you doing? Whole time. Um, hmm. know what I want to ask in the poll. I just know I want to ask a poll. Okay. Stop. Got 3 and 126 seconds for event 2. Yeah. Got the minimum amount on the deadlift. 3 and 126. That go? It does go away. Bummer. Guess that's the joy of the window. Okay, I'm gonna move this over here. Shuffle some things around and look something up. Sounds like there's gunshots going off outside my house. Yeah, Tristan will be going first, like I thought. And depending upon if they go in the event for the last event only and not the total point standings, it would be if they go just for the carry and press, half Thor would go second. If they're going for overall point standings, then it would go Tristan and Pavlo, like I thought. Thor's pressing power definitely hurt him. We thought that he would lose points there. It was a question of how much, and the answer was a lot. A lot. So, do we care about the overall leads and stuff right now? Let's do it. We're waiting anyway. Okay, so in the top position right now, you have Mitchell Hooper with 18 points by way of a second place finish and a second place finish. You have Thomas Evans of the USA in second place overall with 15 points. Then a point and a half back, you have another American, the T Rex, Evan Singleton, 13 and a half. Only a half a point behind Evan is Matthew Ragg, the big Kiwi, at 13 points. Then you have a two-way tie for fifth place, and that is Half Thor and Tom Stoltman. So you've got the two 6'8" guys with wingspans larger than a skyscraper. Um, so they're tied for fifth. Then in sixth, you've got Bobby Thompson, or seventh if you want to look at the real way they would say that. Eighth place, older brother Luke. Ninth place, Pavlo. And Tristan in the bottom of the field. And if you watch Paul O'Dwyer's channel, he was thinking that Tristan Hoth was probably going to be on the podium with a third place finish. So it doesn't look like Paul is in a very good position to be proven correct. Now, we still have this event and then 3 more tomorrow to go. But as of right now, in order to make Paw seem like a prophet, Tristan's going to have to do some pretty special stuff from this point forward. So we only had a whopping 2 people vote on that poll. So well played, Rogue wins in a landslide. 100% to 0%. Wow. Okay. You know what I need to do? I thought they'd be going by now, and they're not. I don't want to wait any longer. I'm going to go tinkle, and then I'll come back.
Here in Aberdeen, Scotland. 2024 Rogue Invitational making its way across the Atlantic inside P&J Live. And we are set for the third event for the Strongman, the Inver Challenge, presented by Yeti. I'm Sean Woodland with Kristen Rhodes and Lawrence.
Oh, I don't know why my video is now off from where it was. That's weird. That's weird. Something happened to my video on the screen. You guys didn't point that out or tell me. Figure out I can fix this here. That's better. I don't know what happened. All right. So we are back. 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 All right. Tristan is your first competitor to go. All right. 5th place at the World's Strongest Man this year, as it shows on the screen. It almost rolled off. Hmm. No problem with the first three stones for Tristan. Problem with the fourth stone. Kind of looks like how most of the ladies were in the first one. First two, three stones, no problem. Fourth stone, problem. So, no tacky. However, they do allow in Rogue you to take your forearms up, as Olga took advantage of in the women's event. Um, I think she's the only person, the only competitor so far that has done it. Uh, I'm a bit surprised by that. Since they allow you to do that, you would think that people would be looking for that competitive edge, whatever it can be, however small it can be, and you'd think that you'd see more people taping the arms up. But so far, we haven't really seen that. I guess I would expect Mitchell Hooper to tape him up simply because that is a guy who looks for every edge wherever he can get it. And that's not an insult. That to me, that's just smart. That's what you should do if you're competing. You look for every opportunity you have to win, and you take those edges. So I guess I would not be surprised if Mitchell Hooper walks out there with some taped up arms. Wasn't sure what he was doing there for a second. Left his tacky towel over there and went to retrieve it. Havlo always has great socks. Havlo made that look pretty darn easy. He probably would have been quicker. Uh, it almost seemed like they gave him the buzzer to start his run before he was ready. They said he's ready, but I don't think he was. He was still getting stuff ready, and maybe potentially that's why the tacky towel was so far over there. He hadn't had a chance to go get it up to that point and bring it over. Um, so they may have did him no favors by just basically going, okay, we don't wait on you anymore, Pavel. And he had to start going. All right, now we have our first Scotsman coming on into the Stones here. Both are great stone lifters, Luke and little brother Tom. Obviously, Tom is the better lifter because he's the best stone lifter on planet Earth. But Luke is no slouch in the stones himself. The world's strongest brothers are both very good with stones. First stone for Luke, no problem. Second stone for Luke, no problem. Third stone for Luke, no problem. Fourth stone for Luke. Problem. Trying to break out the tacky towel. All right, Luke. Next try. Apparently, that's all he needed. That little teeny tiny help from the tacky towel was enough, apparently. I believe they have 2 minutes time, so he needs to move if he's going to have a shot. Not happening. That was enough for me to say that he's not going to do it. I was kind of curious how he would do in this with the bicep. Although the last time they did stones, he looked really, really, really good. So I was like, yeah, I guess he's fine. Um, but again, unfinished stones, oddly shaped, no tacky. It is different. It's not exactly a 1-to-1 comparison from his last stone run. But anyway, Bobby Thompson. Now, here is a man who is not good in the stones, at least not in the Atlas stones. Maybe with these being egg shaped, if he's smart, he won't try to grab the wide. He'll stand them up where they're taller, get down, put more of it on his chest so he's got more room to stick here, more room to wrap here. That would be my advice to Bobby Thompson. But again, not a good stone lifter here. So the stones are almost always going to be an event where Bobby loses some points. All right. Come on, Bobby. At least get the third one, pal. There you go. Come on, Bobby. Come on, Bobby. Don't fall over. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, he almost Mitchell Hooper logged that. And by that, I mean did a complete back bend, fell backwards. Uh, wow. Wow. That was risking it for the biscuit, as they say right there. I just can't see Bobby getting more than three. I think three was a big accomplishment for him. And considering how he normally does the stones, I think that that's good. He should be proud of himself, and we should be proud of him too. I don't see him getting more. I'd love him to. Love him to pick this fourth one up, put it on there, but can't see it happening. Wave it off, Bobby. There you go. Again, none of these guys using tape on their arms, and I don't know why. I mean, I'm such a purist, and I don't like equipment. I wish they wouldn't. I wish tacky wouldn't be used anywhere. To be honest, uh, I, I'm really a guy that likes equipment free stuff and doesn't like to see things gimmicked. Just lift a heavy item best you can. If you can't do it, tough. But doesn't matter what I like. It matters what the rules say. And the rules say they can tape up their arms. It would be helpful and beneficial for grip, definitely protection. Uh, so I am kind of surprised that we don't see more athletes taping their arms up here. All right. So we get to see what little brother can do now. King of the Stones. The King of the Stones. Okay, again, Rogue. Let's just get rid of this stupid button. Well, yeah, he can go faster. He had it on the barrel at 32 seconds, so that button cost him 4.5 seconds. Yay! Celebrate! Celebrate! Oh yeah, I guess I better touch that. All right. So Halfthor says, "Okay, well played, Mister 6 foot 8 inches tall. Anyone can do it if they're 6 feet 8 inches tall. By the way, I'm 6 feet 8 inches tall, maybe even 6 feet 9 inches tall. We'll see. I think I can do this too." And now We will find out. Because this is what we watch for. Whoa! Didn't even lap the fourth stone. Didn't lap the fifth stone either. I think he broke the buzzer. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. 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 Half Thor said, "What in the world is a lap? I'm not Santa Claus. I don't need you to sit on my lap. I'm just going to kind of pick you up off the ground easily and then put you on this barrel easily. Does that sound okay?" It doesn't matter if you think it sounds okay or not because you don't have any choice in the matter. Wow. Wow. So far, Half Thor just earned my Performance of the Day honor. I always like to give someone that honor, Performance of the Day. Half Thor just took it for day one, unless something spectacular happens. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Kiwi! Kiwi! Kiwi sounds really good right now. I could eat a whole bunch of those. Mm. Oh, man. I'm a tired Jace man. Mm. Looks like it's 3 stones for Matthew Rag. Evan T Rex Singleton. Mm. Now you'd think that like T Rex would not be good with stones either, because they don't have any arms to wrap around the stone. But sometimes Evan makes his short little T Rex arms do some pretty good things. Now, if Evan was to clear all 5 barrels, not a foregone conclusion at all, but if he is to do it, will he remember to touch the button without someone telling him? Evan Singleton, I can't. I can't compete unless I mean mug the ground and the stone and the barrel, every inanimate object around, and your mama if she was here. You can't compete unless you mean mug. Oh, thought he had for a second. Thomas Evans and Mitchell Hooper remaining. All right, 2 lifters to go, and then we are done streaming for the day. So this is what it all comes down to. It all comes down to this. This is for the whole shebang, the whole kit and caboodle. And then, yes, we will be following along tomorrow as they do day 2 of the competition and then collect some hardware and stand on the podium. One stone, 2 stones, 1 potato, 2 potato. Oh, he's done. Ouch. Kind of weird. So even if he's not injured, those points that he just lost are mega. So he would fall from second to way down after this event. Well, maybe not way down, but he'd fall down considerably because that 2 stones I think is the worst. But Winston Payne had the expression, put it down quickly and waved it off quickly. So he may be hurt, and that may be the end. Hope not, because he was looking really, really, really good through the first two events. I agree with everything that Laws just said. Um, the fact that the guy who was closest to you just failed, and the third place guy didn't manage to to uh, to go beyond 400 pounds either, so he didn't get the last stone. If he completes the run, he's in great shape, no matter what the speed is. If he doesn't complete, it's going to matter how quick he does this one. That was really fast, so he's in good shape no matter what happens on this fifth stone now. And the answer is it's going up on the platform. So that's good for a second place finish. So second, second, second. 3 second place finishes for the Moose. So he will extend his lead over the rest of the group with that performance. His lead just got bigger. So he beat the King of the Stones, Tom, there, and was only bested by Half Thor. That run of Half Thor's was otherworldly. So yes, again, I'll repeat myself from earlier. Half Thor gets our Performance of the Day award. Now, your Performer of the Day award has to go to Mitchell Hooper because he's on top, and he has had 3 second place finishes. Half Thor, 2 wins, but then bottom of the barrel in the pressing event. So the pressing events continue to be the Achilles heel for Half Thor, but we now have Mitchell Hooper extending his lead over the rest of the pack. They just showed the full stone run again, which you guys know because you can see it right there. I can't explain what I just watched. The way that he did that and the way that he handled those stones and how easy he made it look. It's nuts.
Just pleased to be here. I'm really happy to win here in the Inver Stone event. I had to do well here since I had such a poor performance in the grip and press event. You know, you win some, you lose some. But I'm here to fight till the end.
Well, you gave everyone a big reminder of who you are. Congratulations on your event win.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So 2 wins and a tied for 9th place finish for Half Thor on day 1, and then a second place, and second place finish for Mitchell Hooper. I'm assuming they'll talk to Hooper too, since he's in the overall lead right now, but maybe they won't. Then they'll also show the leaderboard up here in just a second. I'm going to wait to see that because I think they'll show that. And then we'll probably sunset the stream at that point. So if you have any last minute questions or comments, I'd say get them in now. If you have any questions, I'll respond to them. I'll answer them before we go offline. Otherwise, like I said, we'll be shutting down in a moment, and I'll see all of y'all again tomorrow. Show the overall leaderboard, Rogue. Do what I told you. They fail to and refuse to cooperate. I'll just do the freaking recap without them. Okay, they're not going to tell the thing, so I mean they're going to eventually, but I'm not going to wait. So here we go, guys. In first place overall is Mitchell Hooper, extending his lead on the field. He has 27 points. 5-point lead over Hafthor Bjornsson, who is now in second after that performance. So 2 wins, even with a terrible event thrown in there, is enough to put him in the second place position. So Hafthor Bjornsson 5 points back of Hooper at 22. And then in third place, Tommy is showing he's returning to form, and he is in third place at 20 points. So he's 2 points back of Hafthor Bjornsson, which gives him the narrowest of margins in front of Evan Singleton, who is in fourth at 19.5. Thomas Evans, who may or may not be withdrawing at this point, we don't know. We just know that Inverstone's performance did not look good. He has fallen back from second to fifth at 16. He is tied for fifth, which there was a tie for fifth before that event, but totally different people now. And that's Matthew Ragg tied with Thomas Evans at 16. You've got Luke Stoltman there at 14 points, Bobby Thompson at 12.5, Pavlo Kordiaka at 11, and Tristan Hoth in last place position right now with 7 points. That's where we're at after day one action. And again, I'll see all of y'all tomorrow. So take care.